Hey everyone, welcome. Today's video is going to be a little different because today I'm just going to be giving a studio tour, kind of show you what I have going on here, show a few of the items that are my favorite, that are kind of essential to what I've built. I've lived here in this current house for about 3 years now, and I've been spending that entire 3 years slowly building and making this room work for everything it needs to, right? Because at any given week, I'm composing music, mixing music, recording things remotely as like a session guitarist, or adding things on the tracks I'm producing. And then along with that, I'm making content, making videos and editing. So this small 8x8 bedroom needs to be able to accommodate all those things. My main focus has been making this space really lean and really efficient. I don't have anything in here that I don't use, and just about everything serves a dual purpose. So I'm gonna grab the camera and just show you what's going on. So right when you come in, I've got a little window there, a little couch, doubles as a pull-out couch if I have anyone staying over. I've got my guitar racks in the corner, a few electrics, an acoustic, a handful of basses. We've got my Fender Princeton down here that rarely gets used, but I have it because it sounds amazing and it's in surf green, so I love that. Got my whole desk set up here. Got a few little knickknacks up top. And then over here, this is kind of my messy corner, but I've got a video light here that I got off Amazon, and then kind of all of my loose power, like for things that I need to route to the floor somewhere, is down there. Everything else is hidden and managed behind this desk. The desk itself I got from IKEA, so it came with, this shelf up here. It had another black shelf here, but I replaced it. And then it had a bunch of things that would stick out on the side to hold stuff. And then down below, it also had 2 shelves, but I took those out. So I've really been kind of modding this desk to do what I wanted. The original shelf that was here was the same kind of wood as what's up here, which is just that cheap, like IKEA particle board. And there's no way, like I put one monitor on it and it was already like bowing, about to break. So I went to Lowe's and bought a really thick, nice piece of pine, and I stained it, and that is kind of what's holding up my setup. As far as monitors, they are 27-inch Acers. I have 2 of them because I like to exist on both screens. And then I have my MacBook kind of here at the heart of it, powering everything and doing all the things. From there, I have this pluggable interface. I bought this 6 to 8 months ago because as I was expanding my setup, I had to keep chaining adapters and stuff like that. So I like it because it has front access for the things I need daily. So like the micro SD can go there. I have my main external drive with all my samples plugged in and my iLok. So the things that I need to grab and go if I have a mobile session are easy to reach on the front. And then back here is literally everything else. So my keyboard, my USB to my Helix, keyboard, mouse, MIDI keyboard, my monitors are all fed from here. And then this even powers my laptop as well. And then the only other thing I have plugged into my laptop is my interface because I wanted that to go directly. So along the back of the desk, I've taken a large power strip with spaced out outlets and nailed that to the desk. And then directly below it, I put a cable basket to kind of hold the mess up and not let it go to the floor. Because even with cable management, there's a lot going on there. All my devices are powered from there, and I just wanted it up off the floor. So that all feeds to a single power supply right there. On my desk, I have a wired keyboard and mouse. This one's Mac specific, and then just a gaming mouse that I thought was cool. I don't like the smart mouse and keyboard from Apple because it disconnects when I'm trying to use it. And the mouse especially, you have to charge it from the bottom. So that's really breaks up your flow when you're going. Right here, I have an SSL 12 interface. I use this both for my whole studio here. It handles all my monitoring and inputs, and even sends outputs for when I need to capture audio to OBS or something. And then I take this with me when I mobile record and use the ADAT in to add more for recording drums and that kind of thing. So super workhorse interface there. And then my keyboard is the KeyStation 61 Mark III. I bought this specifically because it fit the dimensions. So when I was making this, I wanted all this stuff to be able to slide under the desk, right? So I can push this back and push this back. And then I have a lot more desk space. It's hidden, so if I'm doing something non-music, like working on my taxes and need to spread out a bunch of papers, I can do that. Just little things. So I specifically measured this out so that it was the right height, and that's what fit there, but I also love the action and how it plays. One of my favorite things that I've bought lately are these little headphone hangers that clamp on the desk. So this one doesn't have anything on it right now, but it's basically just clamps on your desk and you can hang whatever you want on it. Your headphones, extra cables. So I use this to get whatever cables are still on the ground off the ground. So over here, I've got my headphones hanging on it. You know, headphones and my USB for my Helix are right there. It just cleans things up a little more, and they're only like 10 bucks. So I would definitely recommend getting those if you're trying to make your space more tidy and more organized. This little guy right here, the Zoom HN4, this is kind of always in the background in all of my content. I use it to either record room audio, or I use it to grab a feed from my interface here that I've run if I want to record like directly from playback from Logic. And it can record 4 channels at once, so I could even grab 2 channels off of Helix and get playback from Logic. Whatever I want really, and then it also USBs out, so I connect it right to my phone for working on shorts and that kind of stuff. Super helpful. It also has a tuner and can work as an audio interface, so if you need like an audio multi-tool, definitely would recommend that. For my main studio monitors, I have the PreSonus Aris 8, I believe, and I'll put links to all this stuff in the description, but they're pretty good. I've had them as long as I've been producing music, so probably like 10 years. I can't say I'm in love with them, but you know, I've had them for so long that I know what they sound like, and I'm just used to the response. I've wanted to upgrade, but it's just not a priority for me currently. Down here in Tone World, I have my Helix Floor. I use this for 99% of my guitar tones, either with Helix Native or I just use this directly, and I've been committing tones. The cool thing is, if you're not familiar with it, it has a USB in, so I can actually record directly from here and capture a DI signal. So that's what I do for all my guitars. That's my guitar rig. And I have different presets set up for like a Vox rig and a Fender rig and matchless rig, and whatever I want, it's in there ready to go quickly. And then I have the pedals assigned so that really making tones and creating something isn't a hassle. It's super easy. And then the good thing is this is my whole live rig too. So I just grab this, throw it in a bag and go play a gig. It gets rid of all the pedal mess, all the cable mess. That's what I use. It really is a minimal way to go about it. Down here is basically all of my mic processing. So anytime I use a mic in this room, it goes through this setup. This right here is an Avalon 737. If you're not familiar with this unit, it's basically an all-tube preamp. You have your preamp section, a compressor, and an EQ down lower. One of the things I like most about this, and it's why it's stayed in my studio so long, is because of this input section right here. On the back, there's 2 inputs, line and mic, so you can have 2 different cables connected from different sources. And then there's also an instrument input for the front panel right here. So if I want to do anything DI, like I have a little synth that I'll DI sometimes, I go right in the front because it's super convenient. Up here, I have an A Designs Ready DI box. This is a tube DI box that goes for that sound of the old flip-top Ampeg amps. So like that Motown bass sound in a DI box. So I only use this for bass, and it goes into the line input of the Avalon. So I've got a DI here for guitars or synths or anything weird that I might need. I've got a line here for bass that comes with that. And then finally, I have a mic input right here, just for having a free-floating XLR that I plug whatever I want into it. So if I'm tracking percussion or claps or like any sort of vocals, background stuff, I just grab this, flip my Avalon to mic, and then that handles everything, and it sends one output back over to my SSL interface. So literally all my Avalon content comes in there. I have this channel set to line mode. It's easy, it's all summed to one spot. And then that leaves 3 additional channels for any weird stuff I want to get into. Super lean, sounds amazing. I know it's not the cheapest option for channel strips, but as far as functionality in a limited space, I think it's amazing. Some other accessories that are cool to note, I have a little flexi like camera adapter right here. So when I'm ready to make content, I actually screw my Osmo Pocket camera that I use right onto that. So I'll kind of show you real quick. That'll basically sit right there, and then I'm ready for content from the same angle every time, which is nice. And then I can just take my camera off and go about my day. So that's a cool touch. I love having that little thing. Additionally, I bought this huge flexi mount down here that I use for my recorder. And it's easy to take it off. You just loosen this and press here, and then you'll be able to lift it out and take it wherever you want to go. And that just lives there permanently mounted because it's one less thing to deal with when it's installed like that. I've also set up this adapter chain here, which lets me record my playback directly from Logic into my Zoom recorder into my iPhone. So instead of like pointing my phone at the screen and just recording what's coming out of the studio monitors, I can get a direct line here. So it's the Apple camera adapter. So it takes a USB and a power. And then when those are both connected, this will go into my iPhone. And then I plug directly from the USB from here into the other side of the camera adapter. And then that just connects up, and then it's super easy to get audio into my phone. And same thing, I have a cable down here, which is USB-C to the mini USB here, and that gets audio directly into my camera if I need something easy. As far as non-musical stuff, I've treated the whole room. I built all these panels myself. It is Owens Corning 703 or whatever, I forgot what it was, but it's 2 inches thick. And then I surrounded it with furring strips and then wrapped it with a fireproof or fire resistant material. It's kind of smudgy with finger smudge, but that's really helped to make the room sound better and feel cozier, along with a nice gray coat of paint to really give it a vibe. Also got a little photo up there because I like it. It's like a mountain with some trees. And finally, one of my favorite things, and probably one of the things I get the most compliments on, is the lighting in the studio. So if you'll notice, I've got lamp over there, lamp over there, lamp up top, and then mysterious glow underneath. So I use all Philips Hue stuff. And if you're not familiar with Philips Hue, it's like one of the most reliable brands of smart lighting. I've got a strip down there. It's fallen a little bit, but it's fine. Basically, I have an app on my phone where I can set up presets, and then I assign them all to this switch right here. And I've set it up so as I press on, it'll cycle through some of my different presets. Right now I'm digging this teal and magenta vibe, but if I hit it multiple times, it'll cycle through. So I've got kind of a blue and orange and red. There's my teal and magenta. Then I've got more of like a sunset. Another kind of, I don't know, undersea adventure. And then just plain white for if I'm doing like something a little more active or need to see better. Or just don't want to feel like I'm in a dark cave. Because it does get like that sometimes. That's my studio setup. Let me know if you have any questions about it or would like some recommendations on gear. I'm down to talk equipment all day. I've researched this extensively and I really feel like I've dialed it in to be exactly what I need, but you know, your space might be different. So if you have any questions or would like me to elaborate on something, feel free to reach out in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and make sure you like and subscribe.